we have, I don't even know how to bring this up. When the person who sent it to me, and we read it, I was just like, dude, what are you doing? Grinch Girl. Oh, Grinch, 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 Grinch. Grinch Girl went on Reddit. Now, I know that right there, you guys hear me say that and you go, oh, so this is already a mistake. Yeah. Grinch Girl went on Reddit and wrote this big, long post about like how Matt's this amazing guy and then she like defended me too and I'm just like, oh. She wrote this big long post and it's just like sometimes people do this and you see it and you go, oh, I wish I could have talked to them first. Like I wish I could have like talked some sense into them before they did this, but I might have to talk to Matt and tell him, maybe we got to take away Grinch Girl. Maybe we got to lock Reddit on Grinch Girl's phone. She went on there and she didn't like that people were calling Matt stupid. The problem is for like 5 years, Matt and I have been calling Matt stupid. Like it's a thing. It's something we do. It's funny. She didn't like that people were calling Matt stupid. She didn't like that people were saying terrible things about me. She didn't like that, and she felt the need to go in there and write this big screed, this big, long, multi-paragraph thing about how great everyone is and all of this other shit. And yeah, I wouldn't have advised it. I would have said, don't do that. There's no, this has always been my take on the internet, and maybe her take is right, and maybe my take is wrong. I don't know, but this is just the way I live my life. I get to come on here to a much bigger audience than the Reddit people have, a much bigger audience than any of my haters or anyone else has. And I get to talk all kinds of unending shit. I get to tell the story the way I want to tell it. I have carte blanche. It's a complete dictatorship. I get to do it every day. So let them have their places where they can go and seethe. It's healthy. It's good. Let these people go. And I mean, you see them in our YouTube chat. I've broken these people. They're fucking deranged. Their life, at least for 4 hours a day, far more than that, at least half their day focuses around me. That's an honor. I'm good at my job. That's what that means. But let them go and let them talk their shit. Let them say their things. Like they don't exist. They're not real. It's matter and antimatter. It's just, it cancels everything out. They're doing it for them. It's therapeutic for them. They need it. They're not doing it because they think, oh, we'll get to Grinch Girl, or, oh, we'll get to Matt, or, oh, we'll get to Aaron. They're doing it because they need to in their soul, because it's twisting them in knots and it's up inside, and they need to get that poison out of them. That's what Reddit is for. That's what their Discords are for. That's what all that shit is for. They hate that this show exists, which I would argue is a giant waste of your time. But I play State of Decay. Who am I to judge on waste of time? So somebody sends me this thing and goes, Grinch Girl's losing it. Like, Grinch Girl's going on Reddit and she's writing this massive thing. And I went and read it and I went, oh, God. And then on top of that, Grinch writes it. People start responding to it because people are going to rip the fuck out of her for it. And then she starts responding to the people shitting on her. And I'm just reading it going, stop this. And some of the people like writing back to her thing are actually kind of funny. And I'm like, oh no. Oh Lord. I don't know if I'm just immune to the internet. I don't know if I'm immune to all this shit, after the last years or whatever. But God, it was entertaining. But I was also like, Grinch, don't do that. Like I was this close to texting Matt and just be like, come get your girl, bro. Like this is not good. So yeah, if you ever find yourself with a hate Reddit, let them have their fun. They're having a good time, you know? They're getting their poison out. It's the closest they're going to get to exercise. Let them go. But oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, T. Jefferson says making a big post about it will just give them more encouragement. Yeah. Corn Diff says Matt is a lovable neutral. Not liking him would be like saying you hate white bread. Well, I don't. Yeah, I get what Corn Diff is saying. I don't hate white bread. I prefer other breads. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, Caesar Diff says if Matt got a Valkyrie tattoo, I'd call him stupid. Look, man, I've been high roading the shit out of this one. I've been nothing but encouraging and professional. I'll do my laughing behind the scenes. How's that? I'll not only will I do my laughing behind the scenes about that Valkyrie joke, I'll also go, whew. Oh man. You know how many times I'm making dinner for my kids and they're sitting there at the table and I just look at them and I go, I should apologize again. Like, or I should just show pictures and I should go, whew. Close. That was close. I'm sorry, guys. The Grinch thing with the Reddit, I'm just watching it and I don't know. The last like 2-3 weeks of doing this show is some of the most fun doing this show I've ever had. Like all of our A-logs and haters are destroying themselves and falling apart and panicking in bunkers. We've got, we're back to profitability. Goals are getting knocked out. We're having lots of fun. Matt's life has taken an amazing turn. I mean, yeah, it's going to, put him on the show a little bit less than he is now, but like his life's going well. My life's going well. Like everything that's bad is fading away. Everything that's good is ramping up. We're pissing off all the right people and they're losing their mind. Reading that thing on Reddit yesterday, I was being empathetic while at the same time being like, what are you doing? Don't do that. And then I go into the replies and I'm like, I hope she's not responding to the replies at least. And she's responding to all the replies. I'm like, oh my God, you leave these people alone. They're melting down. The guy they decided to hitch their wagons to try and destroy me turned out to be way worse of a person than I ever could dream of being. And they're having to deal and cope with that. Of course, they're going to say terrible, nasty, awful things about people. Their whole A-logging internet world fell apart. Just leave them alone. Let them cope. You handed them, a target for their venting, basically. All right, I want to go to Alan Powell. Is this the real Alan Powell? Oh. He says, Mersh lost his appeal to get his YouTube back. Yeah, I saw that underscore Mersh channel. I like that one now. I saw that he lost his appeal to get his YouTube back. I saw that he's still, I mean, Mersh is a bit unhinged with the steel toe hatred. He's, the saddest thing about Mersh, other than like I've just noticed over the years, the drugs and the drinking seem to have really ramped up, and it's taken a toll on his brain and his ability to reason. Like he's not the same guy he was 4 or 5 years ago, and a lot of people hated him 4 or 5 years ago. But one thing I've noticed is that the whole thing with me is so forced. Like it's so forced for views and it's so forced for attention, because Mersh and I were, I wouldn't say cool. Like I didn't really like, Mersh and I had a very, ships passing in the night kind of a thing, not really cool or not cool. And then he just kind of forced this feud. Like Johnny had that tough day. Mersh and I had no problems. And then he just kind of forced it. I think the Rumble thing is up. He can't get his YouTube back. And when people are panicking about shit like that, they either take it inside and they deal with it internally, or they explode at the world. And he's more in exploding at the world mode right now. Mersh had Gino on and they mutually seethed. Yeah, I don't know if I'm their Walter White and they're Jesse Pinkman and they're just like, he can't keep getting away with it, but I don't know. Somebody on Kiwi Farms yesterday called me Teflon Imholt. I thought that was funny. And then another person goes, no, he's more the Forrest Gump of the sector. I'm like, I'll take it. Whatever. They're just like, They showed a picture of somebody who got a new tattoo recently, and they said one of the most brilliant moves Aaron ever made was making this Knicks problem. And I laughed at that, but it was still kind of, like, oh. And then someone else was like, God, Aaron is just the luckiest son of a bitch. They're like, all of his haters, all of his A-logs just destroy themselves, and he just keeps moving forward. And that's when one person said Teflon Imholt, and the other goes, no, it's more Forrest Gump Imholt. And honestly, I'll take either one. When you're a person like me who has to learn shit the hard way, you have to be with the wrong people. And hopefully it's the same for her. Like, because now she's been with two people in a row that are terrible for her. Me, Nick, like two situations, and it keeps getting worse, I think the guy she was with before me, that might have been her speed. That might have been her fit. That might have been the dude. Because he was small town, he was hardworking, he was all of these, he was like a lot of the things I wasn't, like in a good way though. And I think that would have been really great for her. But sometimes you got to be, with a couple pieces of shit before you realize that you can do better. And I hope she does learn that very soon. You know what? I like this. I like the idea of the bad list. I like the idea of the bad list. What I want people to throw names at us for the bad list. Trucker 18 Wheeler with $10 says ban M for life. Oh, really? People want M banned for life? I don't know if I can ban M for life. Because I'll tell you this, and you guys might think I'm crazy for saying this. I don't think M can help it. I think there's something wrong with M. Like, I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, it's not malicious. It's just the way his synapses fire. It's just different shit going on there with him. $1 from Buffalo Jockey says April in the same camp as Bam Margera at the end of the day. No, Bam is a different level of up. Bam is on although I think he's better now, right? McBuster says, nah, Citizen M is a punching bag like Gino. No, they're different.